Well, sorry for the close shot. I didn't have a chance to video this while I was on the lift yesterday putting the kit in, so this is the best I can do for showing the horn setup. So this driver right here that's got the splitter and the solenoid attached to it, we actually had to re-drill the holes, had to move them over because it was hitting this cross member right here. I'm not sure if our cross member is a little bit different on this truck. Maybe it's a four-wheel drive versus two-wheel drive issue when they were developing the kit. I don't know, but we did have to drill 2 new holes to get that driver to clear that cross member, and you may or may not have to do the same. Well, the air tank bracket was probably the hardest thing to put in. A few little tricks that I've got for you if you're watching this video installing this for the first time. This piece, this plastic bracket here that holds the main wiring harness in, there's actually 3 of those push pins that hold this into place. There's one here, one on the other side of the shock over here, and there's one on the bottom of the frame right up here. I'd suggest you pull all 3 of those out. And there's also one more push pin that holds the wiring harness in behind the cross member right here. So you're probably going to pull that one out too. That'll make getting this bracket right here much easier when you try to put it into place behind that wiring harness. This particular bolt right here, following the instructions, I couldn't get it to go in the way they had it, and I tried many different ways to get it in there. So what we finally did is we actually cut this bolt off. We probably took 1/4 to maybe a 1/2 inch off of that bolt, so in order to get it in there. So that one was a little bit difficult. I made suggestions in their instructions that maybe they should switch that bolt to a smaller one. Hopefully in future kits they might do that, but if not, easiest way I found was to cut that bolt off a little bit, put the nut on, cut it off with a wheel, and maybe grind the end, and then reverse the nut off to make sure you don't mess up the threads, and it'll thread, the bolt will thread back on there, the nut will thread back on there, sorry. So other than that, I would suggest wiring up like they say. You might want to wire up the air pressure switch before you actually mount the tank, because it's way up there. I was able to connect it after the fact, but it definitely made it harder. So and then there's the air compressor in place. That was fairly easy to install. The only trouble I had was getting that sensor wire behind it. You're actually gonna have to pull the pin on that one as well, the push pin that holds that wire into place. You're gonna have to pull that out completely and just leave it loose. It's back here somewhere, but I didn't reinstall it. Maybe you can't hear me, but the compressor's running under the truck. I'm doing my test run up now to see if the pressure switch actually shuts the compressor off. And we'll see in a couple minutes. So instead of using the included bracket for the quick disconnect here, I just drilled a hole through the rear bumper all the way through. Well, the compressor did shut off, so I guess the pressure switch is working, unless the compressor overheated, but I don't think so because it wasn't on for very long, maybe 2-3 minutes at the most. You can see the back side of that quick release. There's a metal plate on the back side of that plastic for the bumper. I just drilled a hole through there. I used a 9/16 drill bit. It may work better with a 17-32. It might be a little bit tighter, but I didn't have any problems with the 9/16, and it's pretty snug and it's not going anywhere. So that's what I did. You may put that plate somewhere else and hide it better, but I kind of like it right there. It's easy to get to. So here's the wiring setup. They do provide an inline fuse in the kit, which is nice. I didn't actually use it because I've got the upfitter switches on my truck. You see I mounted the relay right here. There's actually a factory bolt right there going in with a ground attached to it, so I actually attached the ground also to this bolt right here. It fit pretty well. Since I have the upfitter switches, this wire right here goes to the upfitter relays, which is this box, and the connections are below it if you have those on your truck. It's located right here by the firewall on the driver's side. It makes accessing to the inside of the cab pretty easy for running your wire for the horn switch. This wire right here runs into the cab, going to the horn switch and down to the solenoid to operate the horns. This wire right here is for the upfitter switch. It runs the relay box below it. I actually use that wire to power the horn switch, the pressure switch on the tank, and then it also provides power to the relay itself. So I've actually wired my compressor to an upfitter switch, and also the horn switch is wired to the same switch, so the horn won't operate unless the switch is on, and the compressor won't operate unless the switch is on. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it on the video, but when I turn this switch on, you'll hear the compressor going on in the back of the truck. It's pretty quiet in here, so you may not hear it, but it is on and running. So that wraps up my install of the Kleinn Super Duty train horn kit. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got something out of it.